Good evening and welcome. My name is Thomas Bergamo. I am the event director for Bridge the Gap SYNGAP1 Education Research Foundation's first virtual live stream fundraising initiative, Patient Voices 2020.
Hi everyone, I am Nadia Yakin and I'm the event designer for Patient Voices Virtual Fundraiser 2020.
Tonight we have such an amazing lineup for you. Tonight we are hoping to raise a significant amount of funds to help benefit Bridge the Gap's FDA patient-focused drug development survey happening this November. Now, this virtual event comes with a bit of a high price tag, and some people who will be able to delve into further information on that matter are here with us tonight, the chairman of the board, Charles Bergamo, and CEO, founder, and president, Monica Weldon. Let's welcome them both.
Yay. Hi.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about Bridge the Gap and your journey?
Sure, Tom. About 1 year ago, I was asked to volunteer my time and act as chairman of the board of the organization Bridge the Gap. Little did I know what I was getting into. However, one thing I do know is what it means to volunteer your time and talents, and for those of you who donate money. As the time and talent, I want to personally thank all the performers on this virtual event. Not only do I appreciate your efforts, but I am sure I speak for the entire SYNGAP1 community when I say thank you for what you're doing this evening to help us with this event. I also want to send appreciation and thanks to many behind-the-scene individuals that helped make today happen, and particularly to our event coordinators and producers, Nadia Yakin and Tom Bergamo. Our thanks and love. As you might suspect, Thomas is my son, and when he asked me to do an opening address, I asked him what the suggested dress code might be. He told me casual. I thought, thank God, I don't need to wear a tuxedo. So I opted for a far more casual look, a three-piece suit. And so ends my one poor attempt at humor.
Oh my gosh.
That was good.
A little bit now about SYNGAP1. So you might ask, what SYNGAP1 genetic variation is? So I'm going to speak for a brief moment about the condition. SYNGAP1 related intellectual disability is a neurological disorder characterized by moderate to severe intellectual disability that is evident in early childhood. The earliest features are typically delayed development of speech and motor skills, such as sitting, standing, and walking. Many people with this condition have weak muscle tone. You may have heard the phrase hypotonia, which contributes to the difficulty with motor skills. Some affected individuals lose skills that they had already acquired, known as developmental regression. Other features of this disability include recurrent seizures, epilepsy, it's a rare form of epilepsy, and sometimes it cannot be controlled. Hyperactivity and autism spectrum disorder, which, as you probably know, is characterized by impaired communication and social interaction. By the way, almost everyone with SYNGAP1 related intellectual disability develops epilepsy, and about half have autism spectrum disorder. Invariably, the person with the condition will also exhibit behavioral issues. It's also a relatively common form of cognitive impairment and is estimated to account for 1 to 2% of all intellectual disability cases. By the way, it's diagnosed by means of a genetic test. And the protein that causes this is called SYNGAP, which plays an important role in our nerve cells in the brain. And it's found at the junction between nerve cells. You may have heard the phrase synapses. It helps regulate changes in synapses that are critical for learning and memory. This mutation obviously interferes with learning and memory because people who have this variation only have one copy of the gene. Everybody sitting here has 2 copies of the gene.
Yeah.
Right.
And the resulting abnormalities disrupt the synaptic changes in the brain that underlie that learning and memory and the ability to develop normal neurologically. Almost all cases result from new mutations in the gene and occur in people with no history of the disorder in their family. In other words, it's typically not an inherited mutation, and there is no prenatal testing to uncover the particular genetic variation. And as you probably know, gene is one of the smallest parts of our bodies. And I think as many of us find in life, it's often the smallest things that have the largest impact. So as a parent of a child with SYNGAP1, and Thomas is Gabriella's brother, we can tell you regardless of their age, they require constant supervision. Their education invariably will be special education, and you or another will be their guardian and advocate throughout their life. There is no medicine to correct the SYNGAP1 deficiency. There is no cure. However, as with all rare diseases, there is ongoing research. There are scientists committed to that research, and there are parents who never give up. And most importantly, our children with SYNGAP1, they teach us through their strength, innocence, perseverance, and love. In the end, this is about them, and we dedicate tonight's show to them.
Yeah.
Back to Tom.
Thank you, Charles, so much for those wonderful words and that rousing bout at humor. And now I'd like to toss it over to Monica Weldon, founder, CEO, and president of Bridge the Gap SYNGAP1 Research and Education Foundation.
Well, I thank you guys so much. I want to thank, of course, Thomas and Nadia for your very hard work of pulling all this together in such a short period of time, and you've done an amazing job. And I want to thank all of the performers, incredible performers. I was getting chill bumps listening to everyone backstage, so I can't wait for everyone to see. I guess just to kind of dive right in, I'm Monica Weldon, and I guess I have to say that my son Beckett, who's now 12, was diagnosed in 2012, and he happened to be the 6th person in the world, and he was the inspiration for starting the very first organization in the world to drive research for the SYNGAP1 mutation and for the families and for the children to try to find treatments. And I guess ever since then, when the geneticist handed me that one paper that was published, around when my son was born in 2008, identifying it as they only knew it caused intellectual disability then. And looking back 6 years since we've been, since the beginning of our organization, we have over 200 published papers, millions of dollars worth of research all over the world. And I have to say, I'm proud to say that we were the base to building what we have in existence today. And but it's not without the hard work of people like you guys and Chuck and all the people that came actually even behind you guys that helped us build what we have today. So I have to say kudos to everyone on that, and our families supporting us as well. I wanted to kind of go in a little bit of who we are and what we're about and how we move towards treatment in an accelerated fashion. And our organization has a specific strategy. We have 4 main programs that we focus on. Probably the largest, most important program we have is our database registry. We have the largest database in the world with SYNGAP1 patient data in it, that is provided to all our researchers for free to get the work done that needs to be done. And so we invest a lot of our resources and assets into helping keep up that database and curating that data to get to our researchers. Another program that we have to help the families here and now are our centers of excellence, which we have some new news pending. So be on the lookout for some new news coming here in the future. We're super excited about it. But this helps us educate the experts to treat our children in the here and the now while we're working for treatments. Also, they're going to serve as sites for clinical trials. We help provide all the clinical data from what we collect at those centers of excellence, either through the clinical studies that we also support through seed grants, And then we have our family meetups there where we put on clinics because we're a rare disease and we've got to gather up all of that information, the best we can with the small numbers we have, while we are building awareness like we're doing tonight to try to find more diagnostic cases. And then our last program, which ties into what we're doing tonight, is our international conference series that we do every couple of years, where we bring all of the researchers together to talk about the research that has been done. And then they talk about strategically the goals to move forward and what we need to look for in the future. And this is how our organization takes that information to really target the programs we want to fund in the future. So speaking of which, why we're here tonight, we are one of the 30 plus organizations in the United States since 2012, since the passing of PDUFA. Were chosen and selected by the the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, to have a patient-focused drug development meeting. And this meeting is critical. This meeting is critical to get our families in front of the FDA so that they can understand this disease, understand what is important, so that when we are going into clinical trials or beginning the stages to have a clinical trial, they can help us design a trial that has the best shot at passing a drug through approval. This is so important. And so the outcome of this particular meeting is a report. It's a voice of the patient report that will go to not only the FDA, but it will be hand delivered on a silver platter to any industry and biotech who would like to view it, along with all the science, to get them interested in developing therapies for us. And believe you me, we have several. And I know I'm long-winded, but I just wanted to go and give you an overview of what we do as an organization. I hope you all enjoy tonight. I'm so excited. You guys have done such a fabulous job. Thank you to all of our performers again. Thank you, Chuck, for your words of education, and I love your humor. I'm just saying, that's why we get along so great. Because this is huge.
Yes, this is amazing. This is the first time that SYNGAP is ever bridging the gap and starting to take on virtual initiatives. So thank you so much for that and giving us the opportunity to spearhead and lead your first virtual initiative. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Charles. We're about to go into our first guest. Enjoy the show, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So now we are going to head into our first act of the night. That is Jessica Hendy. And we're going to just bring her in and we're just going to have a little chat. Hi, Jess.
Hello.
Where are you tonight?
I am in Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah.
What do you love about Cincinnati?
Jessica's MacBook Pro.
Sorry.
I love it.
Anyway, I'm in Ohio. My son, Beckett, and I, not the same Beckett.
Ready to commit.
I don't know why.
Take your time. Do not worry. We have time.
We're here.
Okay.
This is
send it.
This is Jessica Hendy, literally Broadway's Jessica Hendy. Can you freaking believe? She's with us tonight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My Bose speaker is trying to connect with everyone else in the house but me.
Oh, no, fine. You take your time doing that.
We're good now.
Yay!
My son Beckett and I are in Ohio. We've been here since March 17th. We kind of escaped New York and came to my parents' house where we can have space and run around. They live on 8 acres. So we're just hanging out here, keeping safe and enjoying summer now that school's over.
Yes, and I'm also living for this mason jar moment because
amazing. I'm out of touch. I only have my water bottle.
Jessica and I were able to connect during a show that we performed together last year. Mamma Mia. And it was quite the time. Thank you, Terrence Mann, for that experience. And Marianne Lamb and Jessica Walker, who are also performing tonight. Can't wait to see that. Jessica, what will you be doing for us tonight?
Tonight, I'm going to sing A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman, because I think it's very apropos to the goal and the vision of tonight's fundraiser. But I also think that it also is really apropos for where we are in the world right now. And that it might feel like we're all at the end of our ropes, but if we can just hang on to that knot, you know, we might be able to just start climbing up little by little.
Ooh, I love that. That's amazing. Great. Well, without further ado, everyone, please enjoy Broadway's Jessica Hendy.
There we go. Please work. Pause.
Please take your time.
Not working. Connect. Please connect. There we go. Here we go. Now we're good. We good. We good. We good. It's not working. Okay. I'm sorry. It was working before.
Don't worry about it. Take your time. Nadia and I will tell some jokes.
Yes.
Hey, Nadia.
I'm the only one doing this.
I think that I don't have any jokes prepared, so you're
Well, I think that this just also shows like we are all like this society.
We're all figuring it out.
We're all figuring it out. Technology is so important and it's such a like big part of everyone's lives, but yet it can be inconsistent, just like human beings, because technology is from humans. So I think that this just shows like how incredibly human we all are, and that should be something to celebrate. And I love those moments when like you're in an audition and you're like, oh, I need to start over, even though you're
it makes it so much more real.
Yes, because we're all just trying to connect with each other anyway. And so these moments where we're like the most vulnerable can be the most scary, but it also can be the most beautiful. So that's the first thing that came.
Joining us for a quick chat will also be Laura Michelle Kelly.
Hi, guys.
Take your time, Jess.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. So while Jess gets her situation all situated, we're gonna have a little chat with a very good friend of mine, Laura Michelle. Where are you talking to us from tonight, Laura Michelle?
I'm in Seattle at the moment. I landed yesterday. I'm so excited that you guys are doing this, and I've learned a whole bunch of things about something that really needs to be cared about, and I'm excited that I got to contribute.
You have been beyond amazing ever since we worked together in cabaret, and you always being like a mother to me, and like I just can't even describe to you. And you were getting practice in because you had your baby.
Sister, not mother.
Sister, okay, fine, but you were getting your practice in because you gave birth to Raphael.
I did.
Where is Roxy tonight?
He's 7 months old. Actually, he's next door. My husband's changing him. Later. We're going to be on again later, I think.
Yes.
So Laura Michelle has the privilege and honor of closing out tonight's live stream fundraiser. And she will be singing a beautiful song that I didn't actually know much about. And Sandra McCracken actually wrote it.
Yep, I found her music. I've been really drawn to it. She's very earth mother. She's very like spiritual and positive. All of her music is positive. And there was actually many songs I wanted to do with hers, but I picked one that I thought was inspiring, but had a go at technology, and I created my own backing track to it. So from vocals, which is really not a first, because I'm used to doing that in the studio, but never done it on my own with a new software I've never used before. And so I'm excited for people to hear it.
I'm excited to share it with everyone on the live stream tonight. Laura, is there anything else you'd like to say before we really get started tonight?
Well, no, I'm like excited to, bridge the gap is a good idea. Get everyone involved with learning something about children that are having to face this every year. There's, I think you said there's like 50 kids for this every year. Is that right? And you know, it's important that we know about the rest of the humans on the earth and what they're dealing with, and we learn and we help. And you never know who someone's going to be watching this, and they can realize that they can get help somewhere, that they realize this is what they needed. And not to mention the fact that, you know, we are on this earth to help others. So this is a really fun event. and I'm really glad that you asked me to do it, because what a blessing.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much again for donating your time. We are going to go ahead and begin the first act. We're going to go back to Jessica Hendy. So Laura, feel free to hang out in the backstage or join us again a little bit later around your time. We can have a little chat, and then we'll go into your performance.
Perfect.
Awesome. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Enjoy.
All right, back to jazz.
Yay!
So I guess this is the new version of live theater.
Yes, no, totally.
Exactly.
It's not working, so I'm going to play it through my other computer that I set up. And the sound might be just a little softer, but I think everyone knows the song.
Yes, sing along.
I apologize for the technical difficulties. We are out in the country here, so voila.
You whenever you are ready, Jessica, please go ahead.
Here we go. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I can pile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. See, I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong, but I wanna bring you along to the world I see, to the world we close our eyes close our eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
Oh my
That was amazing, Jessica. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate you and all of your donated time and talents. Is there anything you'd like to say before you enjoy the rest of the show?
I would just like to say I'm so honored to be a part of this, and thank you for so much. Thank you for asking me. And I would just like to say to anyone out there that is following a dream, whether they're having a hard or easy time, to keep going, to listen to your heart, because it's never too late for anything, and you can do anything in
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Enjoy the rest of the show. We'll see you soon. Wow. Okay. Whoa.
I'm a little teary-eyed. I just
I need a minute. Okay. Nadia, would you like to introduce our next act?
So we are so excited to introduce our next performer, James Ian. He is a singer-songwriter, a performer, and a disability advocate. So Tom, without further ado, this is James Ian.
Okay, here we go. It's happening right now. All right, into James Ian.
Hey y'all, my name is James Ian, and thank you for being a part of Bridge the Gap's Patient Voices Virtual Fundraiser 2020. To support SYNGAP1 families, I want to thank Thomas, Nadia, and everyone who made it possible. Thank you for having me here. Really happy to be a part of this. Please donate, and thank you if you've already donated, but please donate and share if you can. As all proceeds will be going to Bridge the Gap's upcoming FDA externally led patient-focused drug development meeting, which happens on November 19th of this year. So we want to raise as much money as we can. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm going to play a song called Remember That Time. It's an original. It is about just overcoming any challenges that life throws at you. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at James Ian Music. And I have an album out called A Labor of Love. And I just released a song in February called Make a Stand. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and all the other streaming platforms. So this is Remember That Time, and thank you once again. Roll the windows down, I think I need some air. Let it all day roll, take me anywhere. Tonight I leave it all behind. Leave it so far gone, it'll be hard to find. They all knew this day would come. When I rise to face the sun, there's a big old world and it's calling my name. Setting my hands and begging pain. All I know is a day of mine. All my soul and all my heart. One day One day I'll look back and say, never the time they go away. Maybe the time you lay away. Never the time they go away. Maybe the time you lay away. Never the time you lay away.
Wow. So I have always admired individuals who just power through and beyond, mostly like their disability. And James is another one of those individuals, and he proved us right again tonight by singing such a beautiful, raw, and real song. Thank you so much, James.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you and your time and your music and your voice.
Thank you so much, James. And up next, we have a very wonderful, special, close individual who I went to university with, and their name is Alex Colecchio. She's going to be joining us right now. If I just stop the share and then I click on Alex's video.
Yay!
There it is.
Hi!
Hi, Alex. How are you tonight? Where are you streaming from?
I'm currently in my apartment in New York City with my roommates as we brave through.
How hot is it?
It's crazy. It feels weird here. Like, it kind of just feels like everybody's gotten used to the fact that, you know, we're in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's strange. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not unsettling, but it's not necessarily comfortable.
Yep, no, I totally get it. It's weird and it's different in Danbury because, I mean, well, also that's where I'm tonight, everyone. Danbury, Connecticut. But people have a total different viewpoint on it. They it's mostly really not happening. You see masks, but you don't see social distancing. You don't see certain preventions and precautions being taken. But either way, let's keep the ball rolling. Alex, is there? Why don't you tell us what your performance is tonight?
I am going to be singing "Bridge Over Troubled Water" by Simon and Garfunkel.
Is your air conditioning on, by the way?
No, it's not.
I hear a funny sound. Is it me? Is that better? Does anyone hear this sound? Okay, it's okay. We're good. Fixed it. Alex, so your piece is Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. And is there anything else you'd like to let us know before you dive right in?
No, I mean, just with this song, I think it speaks for itself. But I think my love language to other people in this world is through music, because I find it really hard to speak words and communicate with my own words. So I like finding songs that are going to be able to share what's on my heart. So for everybody out there who's like in a struggle or in a fight or, you know, is leaning only on themselves, I just want them to know that this is a song to let them know that, like, they can turn to anybody, myself, friends, families, and know that, like, they have a shoulder or they have somebody who can lift them up when they think it's all over.
That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Alex. Whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and start. Thank you.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them. I'm on your side. Oh, when time And friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled. I will lay me down. When you're when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'm on your side. Oh, when darkness comes, ooh, and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, I'm gonna lay me down, I'm gonna lay me down, I'm gonna lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, oh, oh, sail on by, ooh, oh. Your time has come to shine. All of your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Whenever you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a bridge over troubled. I will ease your mind. Oh, I'll ease your mind.
Are we literally kidding?
Wow.
Are we literally kidding?
Oh my gosh.
Alex,
Amazing.
had not do that to me. That was so good.
Oh, thank you.
I lose my mind whenever you do this. Bump, down, down, down. I love your little scatting. It's so good.
Scat.
You are an extremely highly sought regional and New York City-based performer. Give her a follow on Instagram. What is your Instagram handle, Betty?
It's just Alex Polovecchio.
Then you can see how her name is spelled below.
Yes,
Please don't forget to donate. Don't forget to fundraise along with us tonight. We already raised basically $2,000 prior to the event even happening, and Bridge the Gap will be matching donations up to $10,000. So if we raise $10,000, we are already at $20,000 over a $50,000 goal.
Yeah.
So thank you, Alex, so much for tonight and donating your time. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
This is going so well, Nadia. You want to take a little bit of a water break real quick? Just
Yeah, let's just, everyone right now watching, just get out the nearest drink near you and just take a sip. Because
it's hot and humid in this room right now. My air conditioning is off.
It's summertime, and I know I have a lot of friends and family in the South, and I'm thinking of you in the humidity. So, oh my gosh.
So, our moving on to the next performer, piece, and individual tonight. We have joining, not joining us live, but he was gracious enough to take time out of his very busy day to send us a quick video, and that. His name is John Bird, and he is a SYNGAP father. And he will be performing with his band Sonic Fury tonight. Give me just one moment, and I will have that ready for you all.
He's an incredible father, SYNGAP father, and he had some amazing things to say about his daughter. We shared a little poster that he made, a little poem that he wrote inspired by Brooke. And if you haven't seen it, you should head to our Instagram to also check that out. It was really beautiful. And here is John.
Here's John in his band, Sonic Fury. Nadia, would you like to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so as well as being a SYNGAP father, John Bird loves to share his passion for music through the band he is a member of, Sonic Fury, and together they rock and roll through life. And tonight we have one of their favorite covers to share with you all, and it is called American Girl, their cover of American Girl by Tom Petty.
Enjoy. Darn. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for that, John. I just have to say, wow, at that thunder, because that was terrifying. Okay. Now.
Yeah. So
Move
John
into...
also.
Nadia, sorry, I can't hear you.
I was just going to say that John also prepared a little piece where he shares his experiences as a SYNGAP father. Unfortunately, the video is not loading, so we will be sharing that with you all tomorrow because it's very important to hear the stories of our SYNGAP families and what they go through and gain their perspective. So
it will be on Facebook and Instagram, and we will work our best to get it on Twitter and our other social medias as well. It's a very powerful and moving short clip of his experiences as a SYNGAP father, and I empathize with him greatly as a SYNGAP sibling.
Yeah.
So to bring a close to Act 1, we have for you tonight two literally amazing individuals. I can't even remember their names right now. I'm just kidding, because it's Marianne Lamb and Jessica Walker. And they have prepared a little bit of an intro for you. And I am going to share that with you right now. So here is Marianne Lamb and Jessica Walker sharing a little bit about their piece, Hot Honey Rag.
Hi, I'm Marianne Lamb. Hi, I'm Jessica Walker, and we are thrilled to be here and to be a part of Bridge the Gap. Tonight, we are presenting Hot Honey Rag from the show Chicago, richly choreographed by Bob Fosse. We want to thank our extraordinary dancers, Shay, Steppen, and Kelly. And we also want to thank Scott Wise and Elizabeth Parkinson, who donated Fine Line Theater Art Studios, and also our incredible photographer, Connor Lowe. Enjoy!
And we are going to bring you into their piece right now in just a moment. Let me just go ahead and share my screen with y'all.
It's going to be a treat.
Please enjoy our Act 1 closing piece, Hot Honey Rag, from the Broadway musical Chicago. Okay.
Yay!
Can we just talk about that for 1 minute? Wow. Just like the fact that Marianne had the ability to work with Bob Fosse. Oh, Shaylin's dancing along in their bedroom. Alan That was thrilling.
Love
Alex also says yes, Stefan, and yes to the ladies. Oh, and Cynthia also tells us right.
I love it.
We also got another comment from Cynthia, Marianne, and Jessica. I'm gonna go back through here and see if anybody posted any fun little comments for us. Oh, we got, so everyone loved all the performances so far. We have nothing but gorgeous comments here saying beautiful, stunning voices. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Oh, we have Charles. We have a wonderful comment here about James. Says, thank you, James, Alex. Wow, both so powerful. Isaiah saying yes. Robert Pam Colavecchio saying hi, Alex.
Aww. We love this.
Brenda saying one of my favorite songs. Wow. Just I did not expect this kind of attractive comments section tonight during tonight's broadcast.
It's really beautiful. You guys are why we do this, and we love hearing from you. And so keep commenting as we move throughout our show. And this is really exciting. We're doing the thing, and you are all here to support us, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
So we just want to continue to bring attention that tonight is all about the SYNGAP families and the SYNGAP children around the world. We are, this is our live stream fundraising initiative. If you are just tuning in, we are representing Bridge the Gap, SYNGAP1 Research and Education Foundation to help them raise funds for their FDA virtually held meeting, which is the Patient Voices Drug Development Conference that they're holding this November. Price tag is extremely high. So we are trying to raise funds and make new pathways and forge ahead to find new treatments and new effective treatments for those individuals to help them lead a loving and healthy life. Yeah. And starting off Act 2.
Yes, it is Sasha Renee Brown. Excuse me, Renee Brown. I don't know why. But Sasha is an international performer, and you are just a beautiful, beautiful soul.
Thank you.
Yes, Sasha and I went to university together, and let me say that she has some golden vocal pipes. She went. And I think it's pretty incredible, like saying, like, as someone who's known you for as long as I have, your journey from like then to now and working internationally and like working on the cruise ship. Is there anything that you want to talk about or your experience so far as a performer, especially now in this not post-COVID? Dear Lord, we are not post-COVID. COVID era right now. Is there anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you, Growth, because yes, thank you, University, for teaching me all the essentials that like we need for like performing all aspects and like just performing in general. Like just do what feeds your soul. Ooh. And seriously, you got to do what makes you happy, because if you don't, like, you'll just rot away and just be bitter your whole life.
Wow, that is one way to put it.
I love
it. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
What is the piece that you will be performing for us tonight?
It is Rise Up by Andra Day. I just love this song because it gives you so much positivity. And, like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's really, like, uplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm so excited that you're here to share this with us tonight. It is an honor to have brought you into this process. Thank you for being so gracious and donating your time, especially so late in the process. Oh, Alex says she's sitting down, blow me away. Okay. Right, well, I'll leave all that up to Sasha, but here we go. Sasha, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and whenever you're ready.
Okay. Is she gonna play?
Let's hope. It's okay. Technical difficulties is what this country was built on.
Had to be me. This was working like 2 seconds ago.
No, it's okay. Let's hang out.
Let's hang out. Please hold.
Please.
Whoops. Wrong button.
Nadia, do we have where are we at with the fundraiser? Do you know?
I don't. I can look. Let me see. I know that we have many, many people tuning in from all over the United States, which is really, really incredible. I have comments from my aunt, and let me 1 moment.
How are you, Sasha? How goes it with your technical process?
See, this is weird. I knew this was happening to me.
That's okay. Isaiah says you look beautiful, queen.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Oh, Don Gagnon. Oh my gosh.
Anticipation. Well. Oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? I have the worst luck, I swear to God.
It's okay, no worries.
It's fine. As Dawn says, it's just building anticipation. Thank you, Dr. Gagnon, for being here tonight. Sasha could sit in silence and it would be brilliant. Thank you, Liv.
Liv, oh my gosh. Liv, how are you?
Yes, I haven't heard from Liv in a minute. Liv, I hope you're doing well. Love you. Work, slay, queen. You are a bonus. Krista is telling you to rip it, so you better rip that song.
Oh, honey,
yes. Oh, and Eddie.
Ready to cry. I love you, Eddie. Please play. Oh my God, please play.
I just heard that we got a donation come through from PayPal for $1,500, which is amazing. So thank you.
Oh my God.
So thank you for our donations, everyone donating and supporting us. And Sasha, you said you had bad luck, but clearly you don't. You got good luck, girl. So it's amazing.
Why?
Sasha, do not be upset. You know what? We have a backup plan.
Oh, okay. Plan B. All right.
Do you need a minute to like collect yourself technically?
I do.
Yeah,
that's okay. Well,
I can't
guess what?
right.
We are going to we're just gonna jump. And if that's okay with you, we can return to you after Cynthia performs.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Sasha, take your time. Do not feel rushed. We will see you soon.
Yes.
Okay. And with that little technical hiccup, we are going to move to Cynthia Rivera in just a moment. So thank you, Sasha, for joining us. She'll be right back with her performance of Rise Up by Andra Day. Oh, actually, you know what? We have Eileen here.
Oh, amazing.
So let's go ahead and start our conversation with Eileen.
Okay, so she is a very special guest of ours. She's an award-winning actress. She's won the 2020 We Spark Award for Social Impact. She was the 2-time winner of the Mary Austin Excellent in Screenwriting Award, and her most recent guest starring appearance on NBC's New Amsterdam has been submitted for 2020 Emmy consideration, which is amazing. She is an incredible advocate, and here is Eileen Gruba.
Hi. Eileen, are you with us?
Can you see me?
Yes, you are.
Okay, hi.
You look absolutely wonderful tonight.
Thank
Would you mind if I went ahead and actually played a few of your scenes that are up for consideration?
Please do.
Okay.
Love it. Thank you.
One moment.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and share this really cool video and scene.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
When the tumor was taken out, a metal plate was installed for stability. Unfortunately, it's moved. That's what's causing me discomfort.
Fixing it will require another surgery. But you are in great hands with Dr. Weston.
fall?
Not at all.
Did I move it somewhere that I shouldn't have? I did a lot of stretching.
Oh, it's been 10 years. Over time, the body shifts and heart rate shifts with it.
But if I'd gone to the doctor sooner, I might never have needed the plate at all. And maybe the tumor would have gone through.
Nothing that's happened is your fault. We've talked about this.
And why ask why? Man, it's hard to stop. Let's do some surgery. Why are you telling me this now?
Because I've seen you question yourself so many times and blame yourself. Now you know that none of this was your fault.
It was ours.
So, everything that happened to me was a lie.
The tumor was real, but you didn't need to end up in a wheelchair because of it.
Every 6 months when I come to see you, you'd check on me, do a scan, and tell me I was doing better.
There's no way that she could see without removing the plate.
You want a gold star for finally telling me the truth?
Wait, what?
I don't care what you want. Here's what's gonna happen.
Elizabeth.
No. I'm gonna get the most bloodthirsty malpractice attorney I can find. And I'm gonna sue this hospital back to the stone age.
Oh, yeah. Now that is what I am talking about. That is amazing.
Thank you.
So
That
thank
still
you.
makes me emotional watching that scene. As many times as I've seen that, it still makes me very emotionally raw.
Can I ask you what maybe you were thinking about or placing emotionally for you in the moment to get you into that headspace?
Well, sure. First of all, they come in and say it's not cancer. So I'm using my real life experience of knowing how it feels when they finally come back and say, you're cancer free. It's such a weight off of your shoulders. It's such a, like those were real raw moments I was bringing to the stage because, or the screen, sorry. But, you know, I've sat there holding my breath so many times waiting for the test results since being a cancer survivor myself, which I have been a survivor since 2003. So yeah, and quite an accomplishment too. And then the next thing is that they tell me I have to have another surgery. Well, if you asked any of my doctors, they're going to tell you that Eileen goes into 5-year-old panic PTSD mode whenever you say I have to have another surgery, because I've had so many of them. And as anyone knows who's been through a lot, it's terrifying. Every surgery feels like you have to go out and be run over by a Mack truck again and heal from it, you know? So you're like, oh, not again. Yeah. So that moment. And then later, you know, not knowing why she's not giving me all the answers. You have to see the whole episode to get the whole story. But later finding out they caused my paralysis, which is in fact my life story in my childhood. I was paralyzed from the waist down as a child, less than 5 years old, and it was caused by a bad vaccine. I was a perfectly healthy child before that. So I spent quite some time in my childhood in a wheelchair. And at first they thought it was the polio vaccine, but many years later, they found out it was the other vaccines, which we had DPT, and one of them attacked my spinal cord and caused a C1 to C4 spinal cord injury, which I still have, obviously. But I'm what they call a spinal cord injury walker. So I do walk, and
yes, you do.
Lifetime, you know, trying to recover from that, and many surgeries, even up to 2016 and 2017, having my left leg rebuilt. And so it's been quite a journey.
How has your disability made you more aware or of the need for accessibility, not just in your everyday life, but also in the entertainment industry as well?
Well, my life has taught me a lot. And when you go from being, what people consider a perfectly normal child to being severely disabled and facing your life, and then dealing with the aftermath of that, and then learning how people treat you differently because you now have visible evidence that there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And to go through the stages that I've had to go through, which is entire lifetime of battles, surgeries, in and out of wheelchairs, many, many, many years of my life on crutches. When I look back on my history of photos throughout my life, I can't believe how many times I'm on crutches through the years. And even having to go back to wheelchairs for periods so that I could get around between surgeries. And I have seen the difference in how people treat you when they see you as normal and when they see you as not, and when they see a disability, and the difference between how they treat you when you're walking with a limp or as opposed to when you're sitting in a chair. It's amazing how people are so in fear of disability. So it's made me enormously aware, especially because when I first started acting, I was in Atlanta and I was going through a lot of surgery. So the people that I worked with there were very open and welcoming and cheering me on. So then I went to New York with a pretty severe limp and still recovering from a major rebuild on the foot and left ankle, and beginning to see discrimination that was pretty rude.
Yeah.
And then I moved to LA, and it was...
Yeah.
And I just realized, it still makes me sad when I think back that I feel like I missed my perhaps most youthful and pretty years, and all those, my 20s and 30s, where I had to change my industry in order to work in it. And we've done that. We've made great progress. We now have such an army. In the earlier years, there weren't very many people with disabilities trying to be actors because it was just unheard of and, quite frankly, unacceptable, especially for a female to have a flaw.
Yeah.
To have a visible physical flaw is how they saw it, or a challenge. And so it's been a battle, and I was made aware of it because of all the challenges I went through. And this New Amsterdam episode, I literally could not believe the script when I read it. It was written by Sean Cassidy. Everyone remember Sean Cassidy?
Yeah.
And when I got that script and I read it, I was like, whoa, who knew me that wrote this? How do you find a girl with a spinal cord injury, cancer survivor, the medical problem? She's facing another surgery and she's mad.
She's mad. No, truly. I mean, and that's what makes it so exciting, and what I'm sure drew you in and gravitated you towards this piece. And you must have thought, I have to do this.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. And I had very little time to tape the audition because it came in one night and it was due the next morning. And I was supposed to be on the stage of the actor's studio the next morning, and no time at all. So, but once I read the script, I was like,
not
much prep work we need here. I mean, fortunately, I had been training for the last 28 years. Fortunately, I've had some of the best coaches in the industry at the Actors Studio. And fortunately, I had actually been working on the Pulitzer Prize winning play Cost of Living by Martina Mayak, who's in New York. And that character is also paralyzed, quadriplegic, in a wheelchair. And and she's pretty angry too. So fortunately, I'd been, the work we do through the years, it comes back to us. It's like I'm always telling people as I'm mentoring them, do your work, do your work, do your work, because one day it's all going to fit. And there's a wonderful director I worked with years ago, a woman director from the Actors Studio also, named Carmen Melito. And I remember in my frustrations of dealing with discrimination in the industry and fighting to get auditions. And I remember sitting and talking to her once, and she said, Eileen, one day a role is going to come and it's going to fit you like a glove. And that's when it's going to open everything up. And I was like, I think this is it. It only took 28 years to get one like a glove, but it fit like a glove. So
do you find that like that performing through scenes and pieces and written works like these, that it's kind of a form of therapy for you, like a way to kind of get it out?
You just quoted one of the greatest acting coaches and mentors of all time, Alan Miller, who coached Barbara Streisand since she was his babysitter into her movie career, and he coached Meryl Streep and so many other brilliant actors, and he's been my coach for a long time. And I remember him saying that in class several times, where he was like, if people knew how to do the work correctly, they wouldn't even need therapy. This is your and
that's fair,
it's a fact. It's like every time I try, you know, I'm generally, unless someone's hurting me, I'm generally a pretty happy, kind of fun, upbeat person. Unless someone's harming me or making my life harder, then it's something else. But I'm a pretty happy person, and when horrible things happen, I get to that stage as fast as I can. You know, I've spent more time on the stage of the Actors Studio than anyone I know of, maybe more than any 10 combined actors that I know of. I used to put in sometimes 40 hours a week over there at the studio rehearsing different projects. And, you know, I remember logging the hours one time, and it was like 60 hours in 1 week. Like I have so many hours into rehearsal and on the stage and so many projects, and
it shows.
And that's where I use all that hard life experience. Like otherwise I would be probably, you know, I don't know, a dangerous person to be around if I didn't have an outlet, a creative outlet for my work, you know, because, you know, they say if enough bad things happen to somebody in their childhood or in their life, they'll go postal. Well, I go to the stage. Throw it all out on the stage. And everybody's always like, wow, how do you hit those emotions like that? And I'm like, you know, I learned how to play my piano from all the years of training at the Actors Studio.
Right. That's amazing. So you have this, and I find that like as a young performer myself, as I'm now beginning to experience the real world, I am starting to face certain like challenges and things that are everything is not as easy as your professors sometimes maybe make it to believe, or other people will make it to believe. And I feel myself experiencing different works differently as I revisit them, and I'm like, oh, this is what this is supposed to feel like. Because I haven't had that experience yet, and now that I have, I know what that's supposed to be and how to then communicate.
Exactly. It's sometimes your life experience will catch up to the coaching and training and wisdom you've learned before. And one day, just like that, you'll be like, aha, that's what they were trying to say. And now I have the experience to get it and put my life experience into the work. And, you know, they say that which does not kill us makes us stronger. And it indeed, every time those challenges hit, if we're strong enough and wise enough to know that it's making us stronger, it's going to fuel our work. And if we can save that drama for the stage, smile in life and take that drama to the stage, you will rip the roof off the place. You know?
It's true.
You can move people when you have the life experience to share with them. And it's why so many actors get great in their older years, because for some people, they've had charmed lives and it takes a long time before they get that gut-wrenching life experience. But people who've had as many challenges as I, for example, have had in my youth and in my younger years, people who've had disabilities and all that, we have a lot of that grit at a much younger age, which is a reason why I feel like the industry needs to really open up and pull these people in and let them bring that experience to the screen, because it moves people, it affects people, it changes people, and it also gives people perspective.
I would also like to point out that both of the scenes that you shared with us tonight, you're not walking, like you're just sitting and you're acting, and it's amazing. So I mean, there are obviously ways that we can bring people in to TV, film, various various types of entertainment without having to show that this person is living with a disability. Or maybe if they want to show that, that can be obviously worked out through script writing and working with the director and producers and whatnot, but you don't have to show off that person's disability to show off their incredible skills in another field.
Yeah. And their spirit and their personality and their energy and their everything they bring to the table. And you're right. And that was one of my arguments through the years as I was advocating, saying, hey, this is television and film. This is head and shoulders, eyes and soul.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to affect your audience. So if you don't like the way I walk, sit me down. Nobody has time to walk in a room anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
And quite honestly, we're at the place in life where it's like, it shouldn't matter. Who cares if someone walks with a limp? It doesn't matter. It's even more intriguing sometimes to have a character come on and have a difference and not explain it, because it makes your audience go, what's going on? You know? And it's very exciting, you know?
Why do we have to explain it? I mean, there's so many children's shows and TV series out these days that just introduce queer characters and don't talk about it because it's normal.
It's normal. And that's what we need to share with the world, is that every difference is just normal. And it's wonderful. And how boring would it be if the whole world, everyone were the same?
Right.
You know, and, you know, I'm going to be a little bit mean when I say this next thing, but like the reality is I watch all the girls run around this town and I think a lot of them walk sillier in their spiky high heels than I walk. Sometimes you see them going, and I was like, oh, hey, that's like my foot on a bad day, you know? Like,
yeah,
no, for real.
And those ridiculously painful shoes that people expect girls to wear, and I'm like, you know, come on, we don't have to
fit
into anybody's box. We can all be amazing and unique, and it brings so much creativity to the screen anyway. It's like audiences will be constantly surprised.
That's why we in the theater wear our LaDuca shoes, because it's a sensible, like, and we don't have to go any higher than that because we have to dance.
Exactly.
Is there anything that is there any sort of like horror or funny story from your extensive career in the industry that you might possibly be able to share without getting anybody in trouble? Behind the scenes, like a horror story from a project you've worked on, horror or funny, or something that stood out to you?
Oh gosh, I've had so many amazing experiences throughout my life in my career, but okay, so gosh, there have been so many. Yes.
It could be funny, it could be horror, it could be whatever.
Well, do you want them to be in relation to disability inclusion, or do you want them to be just in terms of the industry and the industry's funny, wild stuff?
I would love to hear an inclusive story.
An inclusive story. Okay. So in my years of fighting to get indoors in LA, I quickly learned that I was going to have to basically hide my walk, which is like asking you to hide who you are. It's just an unfortunate thing. It's like asking you to breathe differently at a different rhythm the entire time you're in an audition. And that's not exactly leaving you room to focus on the work that you're trying to do. It's just, I can't tell you how many times I'd walk in a room and somebody'd be like, and they'd watch my walk and then they'd be done. They'd just stop watching. Or I'd walk in and they'd be like, is there something wrong with your leg? And I'm like, no. No, just like, you know, how do you respond to that when right out of the gate, they're giving you that? So you got to the point after many, 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 many experiences and many jobs lost that, you know, you should have gotten, and you found out later it was because of this or that. You find out that you have to hide it. So one day I had an audition for a guest star on a show for HBO, and the girl is a street whore, a hooker, which is an area where crackheads and hookers, where I got my breaks because, you know, they could sort of justify that I'm not perfect, right? Because I'm a crackhead, so I can live. So, so I go into the audition, and in my typical fashion, I wore like a tank top that was fitted, that shows off my body, and then a very tight fitted skirt that goes all the way to the floor so I could hide the AFO leg brace that I had at the time that I wore for over 20 years. And so I would wear a skirt to the floor. And I go in and every girl is in the mini short skirts and the super high clear plastic shoes. And here I am in this long skirt, and I go in and I do this audition and I bring all my guts to it because she's a scrapper, and I booked the job. And
yes, you did.
I did. And you get on set, and there, the wardrobe people were like trying to put me into these super minis, and then they were like looking at my brace, going. And I'm like, well, you could put me in those leopard pants, those tight leopard pants, and then just have the brace, and then put the other girls in the mini minis.
Yeah.
And the wardrobe girl was like, no, wear this and leave the brace on, and let's go out and show the executive producers. And I was like, oh no. And I'm sitting there going, oh no, now I'm like gonna lose my job or something.
Yeah.
I've never lost a job once I got it, thank God. But I was like, oh no, here we go. And I walk out onto set, and one of the female lead of the show, Jane Addams, was sitting there. And as I walked out, her eyes went wide. She looked at it and she goes, oh, is that real? And I said, yes, it is. And she goes, oh my God, that's awesome. And
yes, oh my gosh, really?
And I was like, and then she's like, see this? It's so awesome. That's so cool. And I was like, oh, thank you. And
oh my gosh.
And the executive producer on set for the day was Dimitri Limpkin. He walks up and he pulls me over and he goes, so do you mind if we show that? And I was like,
go for it.
Sure. I was like, okay. I said, well, it's either going to make me or break me because I've had it all these years. So it's either going to make or break my career. Yeah. So I said, sure. Okay. Why not? You're paying me. I'll do whatever you want. Just make my health insurance. You can throw me down.
No, truly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need my health insurance.
Yeah.
Cancer survivor. I need my health insurance. So incidentally, they did show it, and I guess everybody liked it because then they wrote me in as not just a guest star, but a recurring guest star. I ended up having 5 episodes on that show. And had it gone to the next season, I would have had an even bigger role.
Well, there you go, right there.
That's
is like
amazing.
Cut and like just a story of like your disability, as you call it, but I kind of call it your ability. Like, like it opened a new door for you.
Absolutely.
Like, that's insane.
And it took the right people, the people who embraced you and made you feel empowered for who you are. And that's all it took, because for so many years you were hiding it. And then all of a sudden it was this one woman was just like, oh my gosh, like the right person at the right time is just embracing your difference. And all of a sudden it like elevated the whole show. And that just shows like how empowering we should feel in our differences.
I got to be like the baby mama of the main pimp on the show, and we all know it was a show about, pimps and and Lenny James played my guy, and had a lot of fun working with him. He was really cool, Lenny James, and it started opening things up. But you made a really important point there, Nadia, because what I have seen as things opened up is that the most creative minds, the most creative, rule-breaking, courageous showrunners, once I get to them, they're like, ooh, and then they write in more. And what's happened with what opened up my career a lot is that they would see me in a small role and then bump me up to a bigger role and then bump me up to a recurring role. And that is how I've gotten my biggest roles.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, I do know one thing.
Yeah.
There are many times that I went in for roles that were so beneath where I'm at in my career, but I needed to make my health insurance.
Yeah.
And sometimes my wonderful agent, JD Sobel, he's just been an amazing warrior by my side for a lot of years. 1 or 2 times he's like, we've got to start turning these down. And I was like, they're too small. We've got to go up. And I said, JD, I know, but I have to make health insurance. So number 1 is health insurance. And then number 2 is turning down. But the thing is, those smaller roles, no matter what the size role is, my job is to show up and knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
When you do that and bring everything you've got, all those years of training and hard work, you bring that to every little thing, and people notice. And they see the depth.
Clearly, many people have.
Experience. Yeah. So it opens up the next thing and the next thing. So I can't tell you how many times I went in for things that were really way past where I'm at in the game. I mean, way, you know.
Yeah, you are now at the featured movies, feature films, like all
series
that.
regular. I'm many years beyond should be at series regular, and I'm still fighting to get series regular auditions. Believe that or not.
I will fight for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And fortunately, things are opening up, and now I've got a few networks that are saying that's happening. So, thank God, because of bringing it to the screen when we get the opportunity. So I just have to share that to encourage all performers to train, work. Don't be afraid that something's beneath you or too small for you, because it's sometimes those little tiny roles. I remember going in for one not too long ago, last year, when I was like, gotta make that health insurance. I ran into somebody in the lobby who's a dear friend for many years. She's like, Eileen, why are you coming in for this co-star? And I said, because I got to make health insurance. She goes, got it. And I did not book that one, but then the casting office brought me in for something much bigger. And I actually booked it, and it conflicted with another show that I just booked. And then they brought me in again, and I booked it, and it conflicted with New Amsterdam. And then they just offered me.
Oh my gosh!
It ended up being a couple episodes. So like,
they knew you were busy.
No, to the little thing, maybe I wouldn't have been in their minds. And so hey, you never know. And sometimes, like one time, I was asked to do a role that was, I wanted to go in on a bigger role, and they needed to bring me in on the smaller role because I matched all the family they were trying to. And then they called my agent and said, would she please do the co-star, even though she's really wanted that guest star? Would she please, because she matches the whole family? We'd really appreciate it. So I did, and I brought everything I had to that screen for them, and that was for The Closer many years ago, like over 10 years ago. Well, incidentally, cut to this year, the director from that episode was the executive producer on Watchmen. And the executive producer of that show was the executive producer on All Rise that hired me for a few episodes.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Everything's connected.
Everything adds up.
Yeah.
It adds up. So we've just got to keep saying yes and doing our work and bringing our very best. Sometimes we're leading, sometimes we're supporting, sometimes we're mentoring. We've just got to be team players and bring everything we have to the table and get our egos out of the way and just work. It's all about the work. Just work as much as you can work.
Yeah. One of my professors has said to me over the years and reiterates is just leave your day at the door and come in, do the work. And thank you for
one note on that. I'm so sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. When you said that, leave it at the door. You know what Alan Miller says?
What?
You could come in having just had a car crash, or you could come in, as I have in the past, with my legs so shot that I could barely walk from the car to the door, and walk in with that on your face. And Alan Miller says, what about that doesn't work for your character? What about that doesn't work for your character? It's real, it's emotional, it's raw. Bring it to the stage.
I haven't actually ever thought about it that way.
Yeah. That way you don't have to put anything out of your mind that just happened. Doesn't matter what happened on the way over, or who hurt your feelings that day, or what disaster happened at home. Or you burned your breakfast and you crashed your car. What about that doesn't work for your character? They're probably
and that gives you so much to
make
work
it more
with.
real.
Yes, because people don't write scenes that don't have high stakes. They just don't. It's everything's life and death. Everything's life and death in the theater and on the screen. And so, what about that doesn't work for you?
Yes,
Alan Miller's
that's so true. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing a bit of advice that's honestly going to guide me in my future. Honestly, as a performer. I wanted to say thank you so much for spending more than what we planned on having on this very necessary inclusion conversation about bringing all types and all facets of life into the conversation. And before we go, I wanted to ask you actually if there was anything that you felt like you wanted to say to any individuals who might feel burdened or inhibited from performing because of their disability or ability.
Okay, yeah, I have something I would like to say. This is for every kid out there. I'm going to try not to cry when I speak to you, but I remember being that kid in a wheelchair, and I remember being that kid facing the bullies and the torment in my youth. And I want to say to every one of you, remember something that my mother told me. They are not showing you what's wrong with you. They are showing you what is wrong with them. So thank them for showing you who they are and move on, because you have a right to your dreams. You have a right to do everything you want to do in your lifetime. There is a reason each and every one of you is on this planet. You need to figure out what your dreams are and go for it with everything you've got, and don't listen to the naysayers. If someone is telling you you can't, go play with someone else. I like to say work with the living. There are people out there who will be strong enough and believe in themselves enough to allow you to be who you are and to shine your brightest light. And if someone can't handle that, they are not bright enough for you. So move on and keep going and live your dreams, because you are here for a reason.
Yes. Oh, so true. That was beautiful. I'm crying.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That really encapsulates what a lot of people, anybody who really struggles with being different throughout their lives. Thank you so much,
You're so welcome,
Eileen. And I'm so, again, grateful to you for donating your time tonight and joining us on this endeavor. And now marking your second time you've worked with Bridge the Gap.
Yes, my second one was SYNGAP, and I hope everyone out there is supporting and donating to your cause, because I think you guys are doing a wonderful job here and amazingly creative in how you found a way to do this online this year.
Yes, thank you.
And we're only going to get better. This is our first try.
Yeah. It's been quite amazing. I've been really impressed with all the work you guys have done, and I'm always thrilled to work with younger, wiser, more tech-savvy people. I'm fascinated with everything you pull off, and I'm grateful to be a part of it, and I'm so proud of everything you guys have done.
We are so grateful, and we can't wait to work together in the future. Nadia, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I was just going to say, Eileen, your voice is just so powerful, and the fact that you use your platform and your experiences to bring everybody who is different and to a stronger community and show that our differences are something to be celebrated is amazing. And I think that everyone can take a little piece of your pie and just kind of lead by your example. And I'm very grateful that Bridge the Gap has connected all of us here, and because we are here for a reason, and your words are just kind of lamenting true to everybody across America.
Thank you. Well, I feel like our world is going to be so much stronger when we include all the pieces to the puzzle. We can't leave out 20% of the population and expect everything to work, especially when those 20% might very well be your strongest, your most adept at change, the innovators, the game changers, the problem solvers. You can't leave out all your problem solvers and game changers and expect the world to work. So bring in all your different people, because they're going to see the world differently and they're going to change things.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for this conversation of inclusion. Eileen, I can't wait to work together with you in the future. You please stay safe. And I hope your consideration run goes well.
Yeah,
we are hoping, and we wish we could vote for you.
I wish you could
Would
too.
you like to promo that really quick?
What?
Would you like to just plug that really quick?
Well, the nomination voting starts on July 2nd. I hope that all the TV Academy members will not only vote for New Amsterdam and their amazing cast, and I'd love for you all to consider my performance, because we need to see more people with real disabilities inhabiting the roles that also share our life experience so that the world can see what it really looks and feels like to have come through these challenges. So for your consideration, nomination voting begins next week. So thank you, everyone who takes a look at the work and considers New Amsterdam as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. Enjoy the rest of the show and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too. Love you guys and great work.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Wow. That was so wonderful to have. I feel like it was a very kind of much needed, like we needed some conversation. And Eileen is an individual who kind of expounds the way we really think about inclusivity in the world.
I agree.
And now we are going to see how Sasha is doing with their technical difficulties. Welcome, Sasha.
Can you believe?
I can't really believe.
I can too. I never win anything. I just lose everything. It happened to me.
Okay.
I'm surprised.
So how are we doing? Can we do anything for you to make this a little bit easier?
No, I think she's up and ready. This computer has been on all day, so she just needs to shut down.
Yes, my CPU is hot.
It's hot, you know. She needs to cool out.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and give us a start? This is Rise Up by Andra Day, being performed by Sasha Renee Brown.
Yeah, and I just want to say before I start that I love, I'm actually kind of glad that Eileen said that and had that talk before the song, because I think that's like the perfect segue into the song, just rising above all that hatred and what people have to say about you.
I do agree.
Right. And just people thinking that you can't and rising above all that and showing them that you can. So
yes, it's not about their reaction, it's about your reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here you are, Sasha, whenever you're ready.
Okay. You're broken down and tired, living life on the merry-go-round. You can't fight there. I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move. We gon' walk it out and move mountain. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, take it to its feet, and move mountains. And I'll rise up high like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. For you, in spite of the ache. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you.
What?
Oh my
Yes, I love that song.
Pouring in, Sasha. Wow, so incredible. Thank you. Jessica Walker is saying, you better. Alex said that is not allowed. Mike Katz is saying, kill it. We have Krista. We have Leslie. Liv Kurtz.
Y'all are crazy.
Also commented and said that, wow, you were right. Perfect song for our conversation.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sasha, for joining us. I appreciate you, and I'm so happy to be able to provide you with the avenue to perform now during this time and during this crisis. What were you doing previous to the COVID crisis?
Well, I was on a ship. I was on the Norwegian cruise line, their Spirit cruise ship. It was going great until, we kept being denied ports because COVID was starting to pick up. So we kept being denied ports after port after port. I felt bad for the guests actually on board at that time. And
so how was your journey from so you guys found out and you were on this cruise ship for how long before you could come home?
Well, that cruise in particular, when we had to cancel everything, I think that was a 2-week cruise, maybe a little long, 2 or 3 week cruise. And there was a whole bunch of guests on board. And, they actually took it surprisingly well. I feel like they understood that it was beyond our control. It wasn't our fault type of thing. So, but we were running out of a lot of stuff when we were being denied ports, but
that's just crazy. I can't really imagine being in that position. I knew several people who had was on Disney cruises. I think Cole was actually on a cruise.
Yes,
shout out to Cole.
I know. And I think John Wilson too was.
Yeah, she was on the Disney Dream as well. Mm-hmm. One of the dreams. But this is just another way of showing how we are overcoming these challenges creatively, finding new ways to literally sang our faces off.
Yeah, something.
Yes, something. I'm very excited to work together again in the future. Thank you for donating your time again tonight, Sasha. Thank you. Bye.
See you. Enjoy the show.
Okay, she really be doing it though.
Yeah.
She really doing it. Okay, and everyone, moving on to our next act of the night. This is another individual I went to university with. Their name is Cynthia Rivera, and they have a pre-filmed performance for you tonight of the song "I'm Not Afraid of Anything" from Songs for a New World by Jason Robert Brown. Cynthia is so happy to be watching along and just a part of this event in general. I know Cynthia to be a very staunch supporter of anybody who is being pushed down by anyone. She always stands up for everyone and everybody's rights. She is truly an equality advocate, someone who fights for the rights of not just herself, but everyone. And here is Cynthia singing, and her little intros and singing "I'm Not Afraid of Anything."
Hi guys, my name is Cynthia Anna Rivera, and I'm super excited to be part of tonight's event. Thank you all so much for all you've done for tonight's event. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Thank you to all those who have fundraised. Thank you to all those who have offered support to families who deal with SYNGAP1, as well as thank you to everyone who is participating in research for SYNGAP1. You are all incredible. You are all loved, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's performance. And I hope you enjoy everyone else who is just as talented who's performing tonight. Thank you. And remember to always be kind. I am recording speaking for you, and I will be singing I'm Not Afraid of Anything from Songs for the World. Super excited about this. I'm going to use my clicker to play it. She's afraid of water, and she swims so well with stars. So she only sees darkness, and she sees in all the stars, afraid of darkness. So when I meet her eye, she has to hold my hand. I don't understand. I'm not afraid. It happens to walk, it happens to or smile. I'm not afraid of anything. Tell me there's a challenge if you never try. So watch me try. I'm not afraid. Daddy's afraid of things. After me now, he's afraid of babies. Cause he's scared what they'll be. Now and mama's afraid of crying. She tries to hold it in. She's afraid of crying. She can make the tears that in her eye. And I don't know why. I'm not afraid of anything. We're growing older, going out of time. I'm not afraid of anything. Gonna give up what they want, without a try. Another mile, I'm not afraid. And I hear the calling of adventure, and I hear the ringing in my ear. The lights are flickering, trumpets blaring, I'm right here. And I hear the calling of tomorrow, and I feel the stirring in my bones, and David loves me. He's afraid to me. Listen to the calling of excitement. Can you feel the pounding of my heart? The lights are ready. Pulse is steady. I can start. Never saw the coming of the challenge. Blessing on water and stones, and David loves me. He's afraid to me. David loves me. He's afraid to trust me. He's afraid to hold me. And he'll always be. He's afraid of me. And I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm sure to win with anyone at all. I'm not afraid of anyone. Not a soul alive could get behind this pole. So let them go and watch them flow. 'Cause after all, I'm not afraid.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Cynthia, doing it again. I can't even. I'm so lucky to be friends with so many talented people.
Yes.
I can't. It's not my fault. They just they come to me. I don't know. I'm kidding. Thank you again, Cynthia. Your message, your intro, your truth, your brilliance. is appreciated and loved. And now, Nadia, do we have a message from one of our sponsors?
So we would like to just shout out to all of our sponsors, and Double J especially. They sent in an amazing little video, and we're going to share that with you all right now. So here we go.
Go ahead and share your screen, Nadia.
Okay.
And then you want to click the application window, which will be QuickTime, right?
Yeah.
Love you too, Cynthia. And yes, Krista, she is iconic. And yes, Mike, that is your best friend.
Okay, here we go. All right. Wait.
Just winking really hard at you guys.
Sorry.
It works.
And
then up next, after the ad, we have Shaylin Harger, so stick around.
I'm having a difficulty.
Cynthia, thank you for all of your continued support, and it was a pleasure to have you on the broadcast with us.
Hold on
Can I
one.
tell a joke? My dad told a joke. It didn't go well, so that's where I get my comedy skills from.
Okay, third time's a charm.
That's right, Adam Ross Glickman.
All right.
That is right, Adam Ross Glickman.
Are we here? Did it show up?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay.
I'm John DeBoard, owner of Double J Saddlery. We're here in Yoakum, Texas, home of Double J. We've been here in business for 22 years. Very proud of our focus today is to build a saddle tree in our shop that fits your horse and fits you equally as well. You're balanced. You're able to ride your horse so much better. Enhance his performance rather than be a hindrance to his performance. We are really proud of the fact that we build our product completely 100% in our shop in Yoakum, keeping alive the time-honored traditions of saddle making. Each one is a unique creation. We want our product to be of uncompromised quality. It's got our name on it. That's all you have to say. If my name's on it, it's going to be right.
Yes. Amazing. Tom, I think you are muted.
Hi, I'm muted, but now I'm muted. Nadia, would you like to introduce one of our best friends?
Yes. So next up, we have an upcoming regional advocate performer, Shaylin Harger. She has appeared in many regional productions. She's also toured with Disney on Classics Japan National Tour. You heard that right, in Japan, National Tour, Disney on Classic. And she was recently featured in Disney's newest documentary about the making of Frozen 2, which is titled Making Into the Unknown. I don't understand how she has any time to be a YouTube sensation in between, but everyone please give a virtual applause to Shaylin Harger.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yes,
you can hear me. Cool. How you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. Where are you tonight?
I am in my room 10 feet away from both of these beautiful human beings, and they are joining me in doing this music what is it?
We
musical chairs. This musical chairs moment.
Yeah,
now Tom is Nadia, Nadia is Tom, and I'm me.
So Shay, is there anything that you'd like to say before you go ahead and tell us about your piece?
I just wanted to thank both of you. They're doing musical chairs right now. I just wanted to thank everyone on the creative team, and especially to the both of you for doing an amazing job of hosting this event. We couldn't have done any of this without either of you. You two are probably one of the most organized people I know. So, and yeah, just be you, man. Love what you do and do what you love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at these comments that are literally, people are screaming over this right now. Disney on Classics. Saying Shay. CJ saying yes, Shay. Okay. And Shaylin, your piece tonight. Did you tell us the name?
No, not yet.
Would you like to tell us the name?
Yeah. So today I'll be doing Journey to the Past from Anastasia, the musical and the movie. I chose this piece just because for everyone in my generation and the generations to come, this song and this musical and this movie just speak to me. I've known it since I was a little girl. It's been in my heart and my soul. It's helped me get through a lot. And yeah, just it's about finding the courage and will within yourself to push through and fight to be who you are.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the song.
Thank you so much for that intro.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
I believe so.
Well, take a second. Get ready.
There's an ad.
It's okay. Go ahead. Play that ad.
Okay. I think we're good.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear or how the world can seem so vast on this journey to the past. Somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Years of dreams just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide, I'll be safe and wanted, finally home where I belong. Well, starting now, I'm learning fast on this journey to the past. Home, love, family. There was once a time I must have had them too. Home, love, family. I will never be complete until I find you. One step at a time, one hope then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, on to find my future. Things my heart still needs to know. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past and bring me home at
Woo!
What heck is this?
Oh,
No more. No more. I can't take it. CJ says, beautiful rendition. Madeline is saying,
Stunning.
you'd be amazing. Alex was telling you that your voice is like butter. Eileen has nothing to say but wonderful things. Oh, thank you, Eileen.
We love you.
Shaylin, thank you so much for your time tonight. Is there anything you'd like to say before you head off and enjoy the final event?
Oh, heck yeah. I just appreciate everyone who's been on this live stream tonight. Everyone in their own individual way has said or done and activated a new movement for this fundraiser. So thank you to everyone, to you two, to the rest of the creative team. And I love you all. Have a nice night. Enjoy the last part of the show.
Bye now. See you in the living room.
See you in the living room.
Yeah.
Okay, I know why I am friends with Shay, and I think it's because I think it's because she likes me, first of all. But that voice, though, oh my goodness, can we believe? And actually, everyone, our final performer for the evening has arrived. And this is a very near and dear individual to my heart. They have spoken countless words of wisdom to me through our time so far together. And it is a privilege and honor to introduce them to you tonight. Please welcome Laura Michelle Kelly.
Hi guys.
Hi there. This is Olivier Award-winning Laura Michelle Kelly. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Hey, it's crackling where I am.
It's a little crinkly. I had my air conditioner on. Is it a little better?
We'll just keep going. It's live.
Yes, yeah.
It's live. Yes, it's live. Laura, you and I met together working on Cabaret. And what was it like, that experience for you being pregnant and playing a character like Sally Bowles?
Well, first of all, it was so interesting because the second I got pregnant, which I've always wanted to be, I spent my whole life looking for the right fella, and he came along late in the game. And so I was so amazed that it happened. I went to theatre, I was 37. And so it was wham, bam, baby. And I suddenly was thrown into this world of, oh my gosh, does this mean anything different from my career? Does this mean I need to hide it?
Yeah.
Like, what is this going to be? What do I need to do? I need insurance. Like all those things that I didn't have to worry about before. And just as I was thinking that, like, will I ever work again? Which is odd that I would even contemplate that. But yes. I guess socially trained to be concerned as a woman that I won't work again in our industry. Just as I was thinking that, it was almost like not listening to that negativity. I got offered 3 jobs in one go. First of all, I was offered Matilda. I always want to do the Muni. The Muni is one of my favorite places to ever work. So the Muni is incredible. I'm always at them like, what can I do with you? Can I do anything? Like, I'm begging them to work with them. Because it's just an amazing experience for the community and the people that you meet and the people you work with. And it's short, it's like 3 weeks, you bam it out. And that's always very exciting as well and challenging. But you always make really great friends. And so that I was nervous about it. And I was nervous, like, do I have to care about my rights? Anyway, all this stuff aside, I got offered Matilda, I got offered Cabaret with a group of people I've never heard of before, UConn University. Highly recommended if you are a student of acting, because you have amazing opportunities to really use all their stages. And the people were great. The people that come in to teach them are great. And the people I met and worked with were great. So I highly recommend that college. And the area was so much fun to come to work every day, like bright sunshine and all of the grass.
Right.
They do an agriculture kind of thing, and they have their own dairy farm on site. And I talk, hello, ice cream galore. So just like the whole thing, it was just an amazing thing to experience. And the show itself, I've always wanted to. I have turned down the role of Sally Bowles before.
Ooh, wait, where?
In London, I turned down the opportunity to play it. I don't know why. I think I was scared of playing someone with all the dark history, and I couldn't really do it justice, and I didn't think I could. And so when it came along this time, I was like, first of all, thank you. I was like, I will take the job. Second of all, I was like, wow, this is a role that's always been very complicated for me, and I'm going to fight it. I'm going to do my best to do it justice. And I just fell in love with the songs. I don't know why it's taken me so long to sing these songs, and the character itself, like, it gave me a lot of empathy for people going through what she would have been going through, the survival thing that she has to do, and the way she's been hurt. So it was an amazing experience to play the character. Sorry, my phone's like dropping off. Hang on.
You're fine. Take your time, adjust. Please, we want to make sure that you feel the most comfortable as you can.
So just we're a great part to play, and I made friends with you. So thanks, Tom. And thanks for asking me to do this too, because
Well, thank you for being so open to and kind of exceeding all expectations in terms of like, I was so thrilled to meet you and work with you because like, hello, Lauren Michelle Kelly, but you were just like, you proved that you were just like, you are, and everyone who is like at just this, we hold at such a high level, they are normal people. They have the same trials and tribulations that we all do every day. And to just like see it for what it is, which is a true, just a friendship, just a friendship. Yeah.
You know, it was a really special time, and I love that the students I get to make friends with along the journey, that I can actually impart some of this history that I've got in me. If I can spare anyone going through one single negative thought that I did just from speaking life into someone, then that makes everything worth it. And I think nowadays, that's what I'm looking for. Like, is there a job I can do? First of all, I want to be challenged in general with any job I accept, but most of all, I want to be able to impart something that I know into the people that I work with, especially the younger people. And because that's what it's all about. I'm only here because of the people that imparted life into me and encouraged me and taught me. And I mean, we all were standing on the shoulders of giants, and yeah. I can think of so many people that I could thank for being able to do the work that I've done. And
what is one mantra or piece of advice that takes you, that gets you through the day? That like is something you return to, whether it be like, you know, seize the day or love and light or be kind, something like that.
Well, my singing teacher, Barbara Walters, I can thank her pretty much for the very beginning of all of my career. She said, I know that if you want to go into opera, then yes, they tend to just focus on opera singing. And I did, I wanted to, but she said, but it's really important that you also open other doors as well to your life and practice any music that you love. Don't just go down one route, you know, and the world's open to you. So practice any song that you love. And as a child, it was great because she taught me, well, sing what I love, and what I love might be very different from someone else's. Don't try and fit into someone else's idea of what's going to make you successful, or do what you love and enjoy it. And she let me sing Celine Dion and Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, and then she introduced me to Maria Callas.
Yeah, she did.
And she introduced me to a whole bunch of things, people that I learned so much from, and she let me sing it all. And thanks to her, at the age of 17, I got my first job. And there's many things that we might have to do an entire show all about the things people have taught us that are positive, or all the things that the one-liners that are inspiring. That's the next show.
Yeah. Okay, can't wait. Is there anything you'd like to say about your piece that you prepared for tonight?
Yeah, I was actually just telling my best friend about it. I woke up one morning feeling the weight of the world, like I was really not good enough. This is in the last couple of months. After a wait of months of, you know, feeling, oh my God. And, you know, is there going to be anything else? And just, I'm not doing enough, and I'm not enough. I'm failing in so many ways. I just woke up feeling like that. And I put on a playlist on Spotify, something joyful. And this song suddenly came up, and you wouldn't actually catch you as a joyful song, but it made me weep. The idea being that, you know, don't get caught up in the things that you think are golden and glorious, because the only thing that matters is love. That's it. There may be something shiny over here you think you're supposed to attain. You've already attained it if you have love. And anyway, that's what I get from the song.
No, that's beautiful.
It's a poetic song, and I just wept and I felt released. So I thought I'd sing it. And you know what? I didn't have a backing track, so for the very first time, I figured out how to use a software I've never used before. This morning, I was putting a backing vocal to it, and I got carried away. So the backing vocals, obviously not live, but you can enjoy my mistakes. And I did make a couple of mistakes in there, but I thought, you know what, it's live, and I don't have time. And so I gave it. Hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah. You're amazing. Thank you so much for donating your time and donating your ability and your conversation with us tonight. I hope everyone enjoys Fool's Gold by Sandra McCracken. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you for asking me, and I think it's wonderful what you're doing, and I'll do it all over again if you need to.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I will hold you to that. See you soon. Bye. Enjoy the show. Everyone, I am queuing up as we speak. Here is Fool's Gold by Sandra McCracken, sung by Laura Michelle Kelly.
Nobody needs another love song. Sometimes you need to sing your own song. Nobody needs a cymbal or a clanging gong. It is not love. It is not love. It is not love. Nobody needs another bouquet. Put on a show like it's your birthday. Nobody needs a paper serenade. That is not love. That is not love. That is not love. And if it's not okay, then it is not the end. And it is not okay. And I know, so I know it's not the end. Kids are laughing in the other room, life more complicated. Their smiles are still in bloom. They're on the road. Take them by the hand and give the best you can. And give them love and give them love. And if it's not okay, then it is not the end. And it is not okay. So I know it is not the end. The fog is going clear now, and I am waking up. The night brings out the shimmer. What is fool's gold and what is not? What is fool's gold and what is love? Nobody needs a secret handshake. You lose your privilege with careless mistakes. My heart is worth more dropping and it breaks. This fragile love, it is not love, it is not love. And if it's not okay, then it is not the end. And it is not okay. So I know it is not the end. And it is not the end. And if it's not okay, then I know, yes I know it is not the end. What is fool's gold and what is love? What is fool's gold and what is love?
Wow.
Wow. That is so beautiful. Look at that smile at the very end. Just pure light and love. And oh my gosh.
So there were so many comments that came in over the course of our conversation with Laura. And Brenda sent in this wonderful comment that says, my daughter has the SYNGAP1 mutation and is obsessed with Broadway. Thank you so much for giving us such great entertainment tonight. She says that Matilda is amazing. We love Miss Honey. And I thought that was just kind of pretty freaking beautiful, Laura. So know that there are so many people out there who appreciate and love your talent, and you are spreading light into the life of a SYNGAP family and of many SYNGAP families.
Yeah.
So thank you again for that. And this actually perfect way to kind of wrap up this fundraiser. What an excellent song. And what an excellent encapsulation of everything we're trying to transmute.
Yep, absolutely. Because what we are all trying to focus on is love and acceptance and inclusivity for all of our SYNGAP families and everybody else who has differences and have felt different. And we should all celebrate that and feel empowered by who we are and come together to support each other and lift each other up, because that's how we are stronger together.
I'm just going to cycle through all these wonderful comments.
Yes, they're so beautiful. It's incredible to see like all of the people who have tuned in, and we are all like the networks that we all have that are coming together and crossing paths here. It really brings so much change and so much like love and community. It's amazing.
It gives me new admiration to be part of such a wonderful community that is willing to reach out and touch another community in such a impactful way. And to also see that the love in the industry of entertainment can be boundless, and there is plenty of room for everyone at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it with Eileen. Her scenes that are up for consideration aren't even it's just her sharing her ability. And that is what people are drawn to and people are inspired by. And, Sasha, yes, such a wonderful way to end the night.
Agreed. Our goal for tonight was to really kind of showcase a safe and loving environment where we all could come together and just celebrate SYNGAP and the families with loved ones who are living with the effects of SYNGAP1. And now we're empowering Bridge the Gap, and we're opening new doors into new ways that we can build and grow this community and support. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning for Bridge the Gap's virtual initiatives. Nadia, do we have any idea maybe where we might be at with fundraising? I believe so. So I think we have raised almost $4,000, which is incredible. Thank you to everybody who has been donating. The numbers are a little like all over the place because there are different like Bridge the
Gap. And
no matter where you have donated to Bridge the Gap or the event fundraiser itself, the money is going to the cause that we are raising funds for. So we thank you so much for your support and being here.
I would also like to say that I went live earlier on Instagram during my pre-show and I raised $30 for Bridge the Gap, which will be donated to them directly through Instagram and Facebook. And it takes just over 24 hours for Facebook to get to the official numbers for what we did collect during the fundraiser and during the time of the fundraiser. Again, I want to reiterate that Bridge the Gap will be matching donations at the $10,000 mark. So once we reach $10,000, we will tack on another $10,000 towards our goal, and that is through a very generous grant that we were given by one of our lovely
sponsors.
Yes, sponsors. And please donate. The information can be found on our Facebook post, on our YouTube post. The event will be live, and you'll be able to rewatch this live stream after we have concluded. And the fundraiser is open until July 22nd, I believe. So you have just under a month to continue to donate, continue to raise funds and raise awareness for such an important cause during such extraordinary times. And I will say it again. I am friends with so many talented people. I can't believe it.
And I love that we all come together during SYNGAP Awareness Month, and SYNGAP Awareness Day was June 21st. And I think it's really incredible that we are able to build our network and through our talented friends and family, we're able to celebrate Bridge the Gap and all the incredible things that they are striving to achieve for these families.
Yes. Oh, we have Alex. Oh, this is actually Janice. She says sending love from Austin. Oh, well, sending love from Connecticut.
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Yes, Texas homeland. And Alex said, thank you, Tom and Nadia. Your work here has been immensely powerful. I'm so fortunate. Oh,
this is amazing.
Thank you so much for saying that, Alex. Your Bridge Over Troubled Water was encapsulating tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that comment. Double J Saddlery, they provided us with that generous grant. Donate. Yep. Support a worthy cause. Thank you, Nadia, so much. I could not have done this event without Nadia. I was doing this on my own. We were building this from the ground up. It was just myself and Monica at the beginning. My father asked me to just kind of run with it, and I did. Monica and I game planned, but I needed some more assistance, and Nadia and I have built this whole virtual initiative, and I hope you all are impressed to hear that, because it's not easy.
We certainly are impressed with ourselves, and I think it's really incredible that it just speaks to humans and what we are capable of doing when we come together and we just support each other and learn, and we're able to overcome the different challenges that we face.
You cannot succeed without failing first. You have to fail forward, as they say in the Robinsons, fail forward.
Yes, I love it. So this has been incredible, and I can't wait to see what our future holds, Tom. Clearly, we need to start a company where we just bring virtual events to everybody.
Yes, I'm so excited for what the future holds, the new virtual initiatives, the new connections we've made, the new ideas that are going to spawn from tonight's event. Please tune in, watch again. I'm super excited to turn on my air conditioning right now because it's so hot in my room. But thank you, all of you who have tuned in over the night, donated all this money. Please spread the word, share it on your social medias, share it, start fundraisers for Bridge the Gap, support this organization because they are doing the work. They're doing the work that needs to be done. So thank you very much for joining us. This concludes our live broadcast. Thank you, Nadia, and everyone. Good night.
Bye. Good night.